First of all, a happy 2016. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve and I hope you're ready to kick this year's butt. Today we are gonna talk about being an ally, or general life and being a nice person, but mostly being an ally. And to kick this off, I found out that I actually have a dictionary in my house, in my room even. An ally, according to the Longman Family Dictionary, is a sovereign or state associated with another by treaty or league, or a helper. The way I view being an ally is to support a group that does not necessarily benefit yourself, but you support it either way. I try to do this mostly by making people aware that certain things exist, and I hope that I'm helping someone. I don't know if I am, but I still thought I would give you my two most important pointers that are good to be applied in everyday life anyway. The first one of that is to learn, and this one is very broad because obviously there's different ways of learning. The first part for me is that you have to do your research. If you want to be able to defend a certain group or a certain anything in an argument, you need to know what you're talking about, and you need to be able to counter anything someone has to say with a valid counter argument in order to make your point come across, because obviously if you're just gonna blab about the moon when you're talking about something different entirely, you're not gonna convince many people of your point. So basically it's important to know what you're talking about, maybe know some stats even, and this is sort of something that I should do more myself. A different way to learn is to always try, even though you're very convinced about your own point, always try to listen to what the other person is saying. And this does not apply in every situation, because if someone is a homophobe, I am not going to listen to why they're homophobic, although I did try once and it didn't end well, so. But I mean, in certain aspects or ways, someone might be right, or right for themselves, or something like that, so it's good to always stay open to what someone else is saying, but it's also completely fine to then disagree afterwards. It's just try to stay focusing, listening to what the other person is saying, and just instead of just screaming the things that you think about something, because that's not gonna make anyone want to listen to you, and that's not what we want, because we want people to be like, hey, this person is bringing across a point that they are putting across nicely, and it actually makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it that way. Maybe I should change my mind. Along the same lines of the second learning thing is to be okay making mistakes and accepting them, and also if you're not sure about something, try not to put it across as such, because you will just come across as invalid in general, and people will not be inclined to listen to you again, because you are just saying things that don't make sense, and that is never a good idea in my opinion, but I might be wrong there. See? Wasn't that hard. The second thing I don't really have a positive name for, but basically is to try and avoid mansplaining. And what mansplaining is, if you don't know, is when men, well, I could say this in general, but I'm just gonna apply it to feminism here, is when men try to explain why a woman has certain rights. Basically, mansplaining is speaking on behalf of someone else who is actually like there, or making them invalid while supporting them. You're basically telling someone why they are valid, while invalidating them for not letting them speak their opinion, which is kind of twisted, because what are you really doing there? What difference is it gonna make? If the point of feminism is that women are empowered and are equal to men, and then there's a guy who goes and tries to explain to other people why feminism is important, with a woman that was very capable of telling people that herself is right next to him, that comes across as very degrading, and it doesn't help any cause at all. So try to avoid that in every case. If you're not with a person who is able in that moment to defend themselves, by all means go ahead, please do it. Please be that ally that can help everyone and be nice, or if you have something to add that you feel like someone might be forgetting, always go ahead, but please give people that know best the room to actually tell their story, because they are the people that know, not you. Like, you can read a lot, but if it's not your own experience, you're not going to be able to bring it across as well as a person who is actually in that experience. Most people that have to explain their cause or defend their cause are often people that are seen as, or have been seen in the past as, inferior, and by speaking on their behalf, you are perpetuating that stereotype, not making it any better. So please try to avoid that. It all seems very simple and stuff like that, but yeah. I don't really understand why there's not more people out there fighting for everyone else's cause, because come on, we don't need any differences in the world today, and it frustrates me that there are still so many people who are just very ignorant about most causes and are unwilling to see or listen to the truth. And I feel like the more people know and the more people willing to put themselves out there and fight for a cause, the better the world will be. So please, 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 be nice to people. It's good for everyone. And with that, I am going to leave you. This was probably kind of a short video, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I'll see you next week. Bye!